Dear students, thank you for tuning in. This lesson is for English 808 for technical and vocational schools. It is Unit 10, Lesson 5, Present and Real Conditional. In order for you to do the lesson well, you need the following. Number 1, Project Success 2 Student's Book. Number 2, a notebook or a piece of paper. Number 3, a pen or a pencil. Number 4, a dictionary. Now, lesson objectives. By the end of the lesson, you will be able to use the present and real conditional in writing sentences. So, what is the present and real conditional? Let me show you with a sentence. I have I, gap, a day off, comma, I, gap, to the mall, full stop. Now, I would like to use the present and real conditional. So, if I had a day off, comma, I would go to the mall, full stop. Let me show you with another example. Adel, gap, in the park, gap, he, gap, time, full stop. I would like to use the present and real conditional. Look, Adel would play in the park if he had time. Let me show you with the third one. Sami, wealthy, comma, he, comma, a boat, full stop. If Sami were healthy, comma, he might buy a boat. So, the present and real conditional is used to talk about what you would do in an unreal or imaginary situation. So, the present and real conditional is this. If, and you have the past simple, then would and go. Would, play, if had. If were, might, buy. So, we use would do, all right, in the other clause. And then we use the imaginary situation in the if clause. Let me explain that even more. So, the present and real conditional, in order for us to understand it, I have to pull the timeline, where the present in the middle, the past, and future. So, the unreal should be in the present, all right? And the imaginary should be in the future. Okay, present and real conditional. If we have if clause and main clause, let me build that sentence. I start with if, and then add a subject, then add a past simple, then a comma, and then subject plus a modal plus an infinitive pair, which means a verb without to, and then a full stop. So, if you exercised, comma, you would be fit. Let me check another sentence. If she called, comma, he might answer. If it rained tomorrow, comma, we would play in the rain, full stop. Let's have a quick task. So, question, fill in the gaps in the following. And you have a mark of 3. Number 1, you have a gap. You read a lot, comma, you would become smart. Now you have to fill in the gap with the right word. You have 5 seconds. Now let's check the answer. The answer is F. If you are correct, give yourself a mark. Let's do another one. 2. If it gap a lot, comma, the ground would get wet. You have to use the verb between parentheses, rain. You have 5 seconds. Let's check. The answer is rained. If it rained, past simple. All right, if you're right, give yourself a mark. 3. If he slept early, comma, he, gap, early. You have to use wake up. 5 seconds. Let's check the answer. The answer is would wake up. You have to use would plus the infinitive bear. All right. So give yourself a mark of 3 and let's carry on. So now I have switched. I'm going to start with the main clause and then the if clause. So I start with the subject plus a modal plus infinitive bear and then if without a comma. I do not add a comma here. If and then a subject, then a past simple, and last a full stop. So let's check the example. You would be fit, okay, if you exercised. You have to note that there is no comma in here. All right. A second example. He might answer if she called. Full stop. Very good. We would play in the rain. See, modal would, play infinitive, and this is a complement to the sentence. Okay? If it rained tomorrow. If it rained tomorrow. So what have changed? I have uppercased the first letters. I put them in capital, the Y, the he, and the W, and then, and then I lowercased f, and I removed the comma. So let's have a quick task. Task number 2. Circle the correct verb forms, and you have a mark of 3. Number 1. If Maryam, you have the option had or would have a lot of money, comma, she bought or would buy a beach house. Now, circle the right answer and you have 5 seconds. Okay, let's check the answer. So the first one is had. If Maryam had a lot of money. And second one is she would buy a beach house. You start with the present, the past simple, and then would plus infinitive without to. All right. 2. If she didn't have to or wouldn't have to work, comma, she took or would take a long vacation. Now you have 5 seconds to answer this. Okay, let's check the answer now. The first one is didn't have to. If she didn't have to. Didn't have to. Right? The second one is would take. She would take a long vacation. Now let's jump to 3. Sammy went or would go fishing every day if he had or would have a boat. You have 5 seconds. Let's check the answer. The answer for the first one is would go. Sammy would go because this is the main clause. All right? You start with the infinitive, the modal plus infinitive. Finishing every day if he had, past simple, a boat. Now give yourself a mark of 3 and let's carry on. All right. Now, present and real conditional using be. Let's check. We start with the if clause and then the main clause. So if subject past simple of be, okay? Then comma, subject, modal, plus infinitive, bear. It means without to. Full stop. So if I say I say if I were. I do not say if I was. It is wrong. And the present and real conditional you use instead of was, were for I. You say if I were here, comma, I would study. Okay, let's check with he. If he were, the same thing. If he were here, he would study. She. If she were here, she would study. If it were here, it would study. You see, the 4 of them are just were. Let's check the 5th one. If you were here, the same thing.